BLEACH.
Okay, let's read chapter 258 of Bleach, Seeleschneider. Seeleschneider meaning soul cutter. Ishida has pulled out some sort of extra weapon here. Shun. Nen no irete oite yokatta. Okay, so nen, an idea, having done in advance, glad. So basically, I'm glad I prepared in advance. Nen o, or to prepare, to pay attention to. So nen o ireru is to pay attention to. Oite, like in advance, in preparation of, glad. Nen as just a noun there is like, what, like a thought, an idea, a sense. Yeah, that sort of a thing. Okay. Or attention even. So there we go. Dong, shun, 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 dong. So the shun, shun, shun is him spinning this thing around, and the don is him slicing those blades of whatever her name is in half, and then those things hitting the ground. Urahara-san ni tsurerarete byouin o nukeru toki. So by Mr. Urahara, the time pulled out from the hospital and being brought away. So the time that Mr. Urahara basically took me out of the hospital, tsurerareta, that I was like, again, like brought along. Was taken, was led, the time out of the hospital, byoin. Nanika no yaku ni tatsu daro to omotte. Somehow's being useful was thinking, right? Was thinking this would be useful somehow, right? Urahara-san no nouryoku wo tsukatte innai no kakushi soko kara haishaku shite oitanda. Mr. Urahan's ability using Mr. Urahan's ability from like the storehouse hidden inside the building, the institute, the hospital. Haishaku did, like borrowed. Haishaku is like a humble term. Yeah, humble, polite, borrowing. So basically, again, like did it in advance or did it on purpose. Did borrowing from the storeroom hidden inside the hospital using the ability of Mr. Urahara-san, which apparently his ability to like open doors and things and peep in, pop in. Eat. Why did the hospital have a hidden interior part? Yeah, inside the hospital. Nai no kakushi. And again, soko, storeroom, warehouse. A go down. Okay, so he took something from this thing in the hospital. Grab. Zeta Schneider. So Seeleschneider. And we see the kanji is soul. Tamashi o kirinani kumono, a thing that cuts the soul. So there you go. In case a person didn't know German, or a Japanese person didn't know German, they could kind of figure it out. Kiri. was hoping I could find this fast. There it is. Kirisaku, to cut off, to tear into pieces. Kirisaku mono. So a thing that cuts into pieces the soul. Again, Zeta Schneider. Okay. Or in Japanese, Zeta Schneider, which is pretty close. Quincy tada hitotsu no yaeba o motta buki da yo. Okay, a Quincy soul unique blade having weapon. It is. So it's a weapon that has a blade. A weapon that has a blade uniquely. Like a uniquely bladed weapon of the Quincy's. Okay, well, there we go. We go from that into the splash page, which... Oh my gosh, this is awful. You can see that's the word bleach. I guess that's 258. And then there's, I guess, Zela Schneider. That is an eyesore. I suppose that's supposed to be like things cut into pieces. Whatever. We're going to move on because I think this is going to be a blah, blah, blah chapter. Oh. Ka? Oh. Kakushi souko kara mudan de haishaku. So this is Pesha saying hidden storehouse from without permission borrowed. Mudan should be without permission. Or not without permission. Yeah, okay, without permission. So you borrowed it? You borrowed it from a hidden storehouse without permission? Dorobo! A thief! Urusai! Shut up. Mudan de nante hitokoto mo itte nai daro. Without permission or whatever, even one word not saying, right? Like I didn't even say one word about without permission. Ja mudan janai no ka? Well then, without permission it wasn't. So it wasn't without permission? Mudan da yo. It was without permission. Sora miro. Mudan da dorobo. So then look, it's without permission. Thief. I guess that's what Soramiro is. Yeah, these two were a match made. They were meant to be together. Yeah, I guess it's like, hey, now then look, it's without permission, thief. Dochi no mikata da kimi wa? Which side's ally as for you? So whose side are you on? Which side's ally as for you? Ikara mo damatero yo. Enough already, like be quiet. It's fine because it's fine already, be quiet. So basically, enough already, shut up. Kimi ga shaberu to hanashi no koshi ga oreru. Oh, this is what? No, we're looking at her, but this is still Ishida and Pesha bickering. So, blah, blah, blah. You, if talking or when talking, hanashi no koshi. Oh, okay. It's literally a story of the hip or the behind breaking, which is an expression, hanashi no koshi o oreru, or oru, to interfere, to butt in, to interrupt someone. Interesting. Okay. So you, like when I'm talking, you're interrupting. Nani, this is Pesce responding. Nani, onjin ni taeshite nante kuchiburi da? Nasakenai zo ichigo? Okay, what? To an indebted person, like countering, what a like rude way of speaking it is. Kuchiburi. Yeah, what a way of speaking. It's not rude, but it's implied. Like how could you, what a way of speaking against someone that you owe a debt to, an onjin ni. Nasakenai zo ichigo. So he calls him Ichigo. Nasakenai. Oh, how shameful. How shameful, Ichigo. Uryu da! It's Uryu. Quincy? Quincy. So, I see. Anta Quincy datta no ne? You, a Quincy, are or were. It's that, isn't it? So, you're a Quincy, huh? Shiteru no ka? You're familiar? You know? Koei da ne. It's glory. It's an honor. Koei. Yeah, it's an honor or privilege. Koei da ne. Shiteru wa yo. So I do know. I am familiar. Shinigami ni horobosareta kinodoko na ichizoku desho? By the Shinigami's obliterated, pathetic, miserable family or tribe, isn't it? So she's basically saying it's that miserable tribe that was obliterated by the Shinigami, right? Sono kurai shika shiranai kedo, star. That extent only knowing. That's all I know, star. So she's being very pedantic, obviously. Sono tori da yo. It is according to that way. So that's correct. Za. Oh. Okay, suddenly he shumpos, or whatever it is for the Quincy. Zan. All right. Gyan. So she does some sort of maneuver that's like deflecting. Demo, sonna yatsu ga nande shinigami ni katan shiteru wake. However, that's sort of a guy. Why towards Shinigami doing katen reason? So katen in this case is katan. Oh, assisting, supporting, participating, etc. So basically, that's sort of a guy, meaning like a Quincy. Why to a Shinigami doing support or participation? What's the reason? So basically, why would a guy like that be supporting a Shinigami? Wake wakanai en da kedo. The reason, don't understand. Like, I don't get the reason. I don't understand it. Kotaeru hitsuyou nai ne. Answering necessity does not exist. So, like, I don't need to answer that. Boku no koto yori, more than events about me, or more than me. Jibun no hane no hou o ki ni kaketara dodai. So more than about me, one's own feathers directions, or the direction of one's own blades, one's own feathers. If paying attention to, how about that? How about you pay attention to your own stuff, basically? Ki ni kaketa. Yeah, to be more concerned about that. How about if you're more concerned about the direction of your own feathers, blades, we saw last time, that can have a double meaning. How about that? Dodai. And he managed to slice a couple again. Saki no wasureta no kai. Previous thing forgotten? Did you forget the previous thing? Are wa, no wait. Are hamagure ya. Wait. Are. Hamagure. Okay, it's not hamagure. Are wa magure ya? Oh, okay. Are wa magure ya ichijitekii na reiatsu no jōshō nanka janai. So magure here is a fluke or by luck, by chance. So did you forget that thing from earlier? As for that thing, by luck, a temporary spiritual pressure increase or whatever is not. So it's not a temporary spiritual pressure increase by chance. The thing from earlier. 高速振動はさらなる高速振動で破壊する。As for high-speed vibrations or as for high-speed oscillations, with all the more high-speed vibrations doing destruction. So, saranaru. Yeah, even more, even further still fast, high-speed vibrations doing destruction. So remember, these blades of hers are doing this kosoku shindo, a high-speed vibration. So he's saying, I guess his blade is doing even faster high-speed vibration, and so it can do destruction. Zeta Schneider wa keishiki toshite wa chainsaw ni chikai buki da. As for the Zeta Schneider, as for its method or style, as for about its method or style, it's a weapon that approaches a chainsaw. It's funny. So we've read through Arc 1 of Chainsaw Man. It is, the title of that is Chainsaw Man. Chainsaw Man. We do get actually here chainsaw. Interesting choice in the, you can do it either way, but here we get chainsaw. Keishiki. Yeah, its form. As for about its form, it's a weapon that approaches a chainsaw. 霊視で構成された等身表面を秒間300万回霊視が往復する。Okay, so with Reishi, which are these spiritual children, but it's these spiritual threads, spiritual like energy threads or whatever. With Reishi, construction, organization being done, configuration being done, blade self-surface, Tolshin. Oh, the sword blade. The blade surface, I guess, the second, I guess this is in 1 second, 310,000 times. So 310,000 times is what? 30 million or 3 million? Yeah, Hyakuman is a million. So 3 million. 3 million times per second, the Reishi are ofukusuru. Going back and forth. Making a round trip, yeah. Okay. So the Reishi are doing a round trip 3 million times per second on the surface of the blade. Kuinshi wa reiatsu chikaku ga takakute ne. As for the quincies, reiatsu, like observant, is high. Reiatsu, like knowledge or observance, is high. Chikaku, perception. spiritual pressure perception is high, you know? 見たところ、君の羽表面の霊視振動は秒間130万。Your wing surface spiritual children's vibration, as for that. So as for the vibrating of the reishi of the surface of your wings or your blades, it's in 1 second, it's 1.1 to 1.3 million. Seele Schneider no hanbun ika da. It's less than half of the Seele Schneider. It's always the bigger number, right? So, I see. 要するに、私の羽はあんたにもう通用しないってことね。Okay, so to put it simply, as for my wings or as for my blades, by you already, like, use not doing, you're saying it's that event, right? It's the event of saying, basically, my blades aren't going to work against you. Yeah. Not doing use, no longer doing use towards you, no longer having usefulness against you, as for my blades. Okay. All right. Okay. Bashoon. Okay, so she's like jettisoning that. They're like popping off, I guess. Goton, goton, goton. That's them hitting the ground. Okay, so she's like dropped off everything. Okay, this is Ishida. その解放状態がそんな風に着脱自在なものとは思わなかったよ。That release condition in that manner or in that style, like, chakudatsu, like releasing or escaping, attaching and detaching, putting on and removing. And jizai in this case is like circumstance or existence. Freely at will thing, as for that didn't think. So basically, I didn't think that release condition, meaning the form that she had just taken, was a thing that was attachable or detachable at will in that manner. Zenin so nanoka? All personnel that way, is it? So are you all like this? Is it that way for all of you? Arankaru implied, or espada, whatever they're called. Jizai janai wa yo. It's not freely. It's not at will. Suteta no. I guess that's like having thrown away or having discarded. Suteta. Yeah, thrown away. Abandoned. And she's explaining, Nidoto moto ni wa modorenai wa. A second time, as for its original form, not able to return. Nidoto moto ni wa. So normally moto would mean like original state, which would almost imply like her form before the release, but maybe she means a second time to the release form, not able to return. Either way, she says, as for to original form, a second time, not able to return. Atashi tachi no token kaihou no seishiki meishou wa resurrection. Okay. our bladed releases style name calling thing, as for that, it's resurrection. So as for the name for our blade release, like it's resurrection. The kanji here are to return home and blade. Tolkien is just going to be blade. Yeah, okay. All right. So they call that this thing. アーランカルとしての肉体にホロ本来の攻撃能力を回帰させたもの。For Arankaru's physical body, to the physical body of Arankaru, hollow honrai, like state or condition, original hollows, attack abilities, like returning being done thing. Kaiki. Recursion, a comeback. So this resurrection is a thing that makes the comeback, the revival of attack abilities of like the original hollow form to the physical body for Arankaru. その姿を人型に戻せるのは、再び能力を封建化した時だけ。Okay, so that form to human model, human mode, as for making return. As for making to return to the human mode of that form, second time abilities, it's just the time of having done sword transformation, blade transformation of the abilities the second time. Okay. As for making a return to human form of that shape, of that form, or the human mode, the human form of that shape, it's only the time of having done sword transformation of the abilities a second time. I know what that means. I have no idea what she's actually saying. Okay, I guess those are those things popping off now. 再刀喧嘩を伴わずに without accompanying. Tomonawazu ni sugata o haeru koto wa mizu kara ude o yakikiru no to onaji koto yo. Okay, so as for the event of changing form, without accompanying a second or a revival of blade form, one's own arm, like burning off, it's the same event. Okay, so the event of changing form without doing an accompanying second blade transformation, it's like the event of burning off one's own arm. Gasha. Atashi nenbi warukute sa. My nenbi warukute sa. Nenbi is something about like a burning cost. Or it's not NP, is it? No, it is P. Yeah, my fuel consumption is bad. My my fuel consumption is bad, or its badness. この羽も腕もつけてるだけで through just attaching even an arm or even these wings or blades. ガンガン冷圧消費すんのよね. It's doing like exhaustion or absorption of spiritual pressure gun at like high levels. Yeah, like intensely spiritual pressure consumption does. Okay, so through just attaching even the arms, presumably this, and the blades, it does like a large amount of consumption, shohi, of spiritual pressure. Okay, this is all building up to say she's going to be like light and agile now, right? だから使えねえなら捨てた方がマシ. That's why, if it's not being able to use, throwing away direction is preferable. So basically, if I can't use them, then it's better to throw them away. そんでその分の冷圧を And with that, by doing that, that portion of spiritual pressure, ... Okay, this looks like it's like a snake or a mouth opening up, like gupa or gupan. No, well, or something. I guess that's a boo. Boo. Okay, she has another form. 5 pages to tell us that she has another form, I guess. 一個にまとめた方がまし. Into one thing, まとめた. A collected direction preferable. Yeah. Like the direction of collecting into one thing is preferable. If I can't use the other things, get rid of them, and then it's preferable for the direction of cramming it all into one thing. Okay. Hey, Ebony. 君たちにとってこの戦いは? So for you guys, as for this fight, as for this battle, そうまでして勝たなければいけないものなのか? Doing up unto that way must win thing, is it? So basically, as for this battle, it's a thing that you must win, even like doing up until that. Oh. Ha? What? Atama wari janai no? Basically, it's just like, are you stupid? Do you have a bad head? Isn't it that? Hey, nuts and stitches. Atama warui in janai no. Basically, is do you have a bad head? Are you stupid? Kata nakute ii nara saisho kara? Kata nakute ii nara. If not winning were good, then from the very beginning, senso nanka okya shinai no yo. Not winning if it were good. If it were okay not to win, then from the very beginning, a war or whatever wouldn't have caused. Starting not doing. It's not waking up and not doing. So we wouldn't have started war in the first place if not winning was fine. Arankaru wa heishi yo. As for the Ankaru soldiers, the Arankaru are soldiers. Espada wa sono tori yo. And as for the espada, it's that, the head, the lead. Yeah, the leaders. Oops. The chief, the head, the boss. Teki o koroshi katsu tame ni umareta. Born for the purposes of winning and killing the enemy. That's what the espada are. Well, that's what I guess all this is. Yurusareta haiboku nante. Haiboku is defeat. Defeat or whatever that is made yurusareta. Oh, yurusu? Okay. I guess like being allowed to be defeated or whatever. Naiyo no yo. It does not exist. So basically there's no permission given for defeat. Okay. And she screams that as presumably she's now attacking or something. Doko ni mo ne. Always. Always. Wherever. Like that's always the case. Shao. Or that's wa. That's why wa. Okay. Gun. So whatever this thing is, it's coming in here. I guess that's ga 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 ga. Like it's something's happening here. Ah! She laughs. Soya soyone. That way, it's that way. Soya soyone. So that's that? I don't know. Oh, I guess she did manage to cut this thing. Kensukatte kuru yatsu ni by a guy using a blade. Waza waza konna kiriyasui katachi de tatakatte yaru hitsuyo naen datta wa? On purpose, this sort of easy to cut form. Necessity of doing fighting does not exist, right? So there's no necessity for me to fight using a form that's easy to cut like this on purpose. I can't quite see what all this is. Something is happening to whatever this is. Oh. Onaji chikara o motta ken nara. If it's a blade that holds the same power, and she says chikara, power or ability here, tairyoku or noryoku. Richi ga nagai hou ga katsu wa yo ne. A long reach direction will win, won't it? Okay, so if it's blades that hold the same power, meaning like her blade and his blade, if blades hold the same power, then the winning one is the direction with the longer reach, right? Onaji noryoku, the same ability.
Hello there.
Notice now he says noryoku, ability, instead of chikara, but whatever. Skosh kanchigae o shiteru na. A little bit doing a difference of feeling. Kanchigao. A misunderstanding. You're misunderstanding a little bit. Kanchigai o shiteru na, aren't you? Zeta Schneider no reiatsu shindo wa kiru tame no mono janai. So as for the spiritual pressure vibration of the Seelenschneider, it's a cutting purpose thing it is not. So as for the spiritual pressure vibration of the Seelenschneider, it's not for the purpose of cutting things. Shindo ni yotte kita taisho no reishi ketsugo o shikansase. Okay. Due to the vibrations, the cut targets, reishi fusion, shikan makes do. So shikan in this case is relaxation. Yeah, okay. So it makes relaxing the fusion of the spiritual children, the reishi, of the target that's been cut with the vibrations, or due to the vibrations. So ketsugo. Yeah, the combination, the joining. Ubayasuku suru tame no mono da. The thing for the purposes of doing easier to snatch away, to steal, but to snatch away, or to grab. It's a thing for the purposes of doing easier, making easy snatching. Kuinshi no tatakai to wa. As for the thing called the fight, the battle of the Quincy, shui no reishi o shusoku shi, mizukara no buki to shite tatakao koto. So as for the thing called the battle of the Quincy, it's the event of fighting or battling with a weapon of oneself that does shusoku, that does convergence of spiritual children of the surrounding. Does convergence, resolution, firming up, returning to normal of the reishi of the surroundings. Okay, as for fighting with the Quincy, it's the event of fighting. It's a battle of a weapon of oneself that does resolution, does convergence, ties up the reishi of the surroundings. Okay. Sore o mottomo tsuyoku gugenka shita no ga kono Seelenschneider da. That thing, meaning like this description, all the more strongly a gugenka, like a transformation, incarnation. The thing that does incarnation, personification, the most strongly of that, meaning fighting, using as a weapon the convergence of reishi of the surroundings, it's the Seelenschneider. So the Seelenschneider is the personification, the incarnation that is the most strong of this idea. Kimi no reishi wa mohaya. As for your reishi, already, this is like already too late, or mohaya. Yeah, already. Boku no reishi ni hitoshi. It's equivalent to my reishi. As for your reishi, it's already equivalent, equal to my reishi. Meaning, he doesn't mean equivalent like in the same level. He means like, I've made it your reishi, my reishi. Zakena. This is either like, stop bullshitting. You got to be joking. She's very angry. Gua. それともう一つ勘違いだ。In addition, one more thing, misunderstanding. So you were wrong about one more thing. Zeta Schneider wa ken janai. As for the Zeta Schneider, a sword is not. So the Zeta Schneider is not a sword. Oh. Quincy wa Yamiya igai wa tsukawa nai. As for the Quincy's, as for outside of bow and arrow, don't use. So the Quincy's don't use anything outside of bows and arrows. Okay, so there he is drawing it as an arrow. Sumanai. Sorry. Boku no kachi da. It's my victory. Chiruchi Sandawichi. That's her name. So, sorry, but it's my victory. I win. Chiruchi sandwich. Shori wa tasuka ni riichi no sa datta yo. As for victory, certainly reach's difference it was. So victory was certainly indeed the difference of the reach. And reach in this case is like what's hodo? Would that be shate? The range. But for reach, not from the sense of like the reach of a blade, but range as in the range of a bow and arrow. Gun. Oh. All right. Well, there we go. Hey, that's the end of the chapter. That wasn't, well, we're coming up on 50 minutes, so that was as bad as I thought it was going to be. Ikuze! Here I go! What is that? Hisatsu. Raiza manto. Raiza. That's like karakorizer. Karakorizer, and then manto is cape. Button. Tobun da to, like flying. Setsumei shio. Let's do an explanation. All right, that was 258. That was 258. Next time, 259. We'll see what happens there next time.